Hello, everyone. I am sitting here with a lamp coming out of my head again, looking hopefully at the camera, letting you know I understand the backdrop isn't good, though we do have a pretty nice painted plate up above here from Kenya, East Africa, so I have thought a little bit about the aesthetic. And the aesthetic is, in fact, one of the important things that you'll see as you're kind of pushing into this new world of content and assessment being available 24/7 and eventually all around the world. So this is a series of sub video discussions or blogs or whatever you want to call it regarding the Khan Academy um, practice, more or less, framework is what I'm going to call it. I presume there's a better word for it, but that is the method that they've come up with in the last, I would say, the last year to build on the things that Salman Khan, the educational entrepreneur, social entrepreneur, not the Bollywood star, what he has developed since 2006, starting working with his cousin and other familial cohorts. So I'm just trying this because as I'm stumbling around figuring out how all this works on a couple of different computers, on my MacBook Pro, which is now 2 years old, um, digging into Python, digging into Ruby, which comes from SketchUp, and digging into MySQL, all these things that are, I would say, the kind of thing that anyone in the engineering world coming out of school learns, um, but which many of us can avoid over time as we kind of stick with what we knew before, which is Fortran or COBOL for the business people, and then kind of stumble our way through the kind of the non-open source apps. So, what is the great strength to Khan Academy is the great strength of many other things, and that is in fact that it is essentially being run in as an open source type of world. It's going to bring in all this creativity, and you're going to see logarithmic exponential growth. It's a question of that's how we manage it. Um, I just got done watching Stephen Colbert when he was talking about his pack in Iowa. I am here in the Midwest, and I think back of when in fact, the points in time where I knew that Khan Academy was something that was going to be a force to be reckoned with. The two of them I will relate right now are these. I was a few years back sitting at a computer and I saw essentially a more or less an instant message or something like that coming out of Sal Khan telling people out in around the world in Riyadh or Kuala Lumpur or Singapore or the like, asking if they would be okay with being interviewed in their home by International Herald Tribune. Bingo. Now, you'd have to go back to the Dear Abby song to realize what many of us know about the International Herald Tribune, but that shows immediately, at least it's worldwide in the English community. Cut forward now to the day that I presume that every now and then, when you're as quick as Sal Khan is, you say a thing or two that gets misinterpreted, but I'm cutting forward to the Colbert Report, when in fact Sal Khan mentions the fact that he does do research. He does it out at Wikipedia. All of you who are impressed by the intuition and the insight and the way that Sal Khan presents his material will also be kind of enamored, I think, by the way they've developed their application, if you would, or their framework for doing practice work and keeping track of it. So I'll see if I can post this up. As I said, I've recorded it on an Apple MacBook Pro with a lamp coming out of my head, a plate above here, but in full anticipation that, uh, as is evidenced in the recent job postings, Khan is really about to take off and ramp up to deliver more, better, and free content to kind of live up to the goal of providing a free education to anyone who has access to some sort of communication device.